Good morning, everyone. I'm 99% sure this is the first time I've actually, talked to you guys this whole trip. Yay! But there's a ton of video clips and a ton of photos coming, so just bear with. If nothing else, we had a good time, and that's what matters, right? So it is Saturday, May 24th, and as you can see, the room, those bags, we're getting dressed, everything's cleaned up. That is right, is the official morning that we have to get off the ship. We had tried all week to figure out a way to hide, and they did not find us, but apparently they do an inventory once a week, and so eventually they'd find us no matter where we were hiding. So guess we're gonna go home. So it's currently 6 o'clock, and we have to go to the liquor pickup because we did the Viva Mexico package while we were in Cozumel, and we'll talk about that and show you guys what we got later in another video. But you had an option between, what was it, tequila and vanilla. And we make our own homemade vanilla, so we went with the bottle of tequila. And when you buy liquor, either on board or if you buy it in one of the ports, you have to check it, and then they give you a paper that you go pick it up at one of the specific location on board, and it is, where is it? I think it's, the Sapphire Dining Room, which for this ship is the Anytime Dining Room. So we've got a few things left to pack. Literally, my phone is still plugged into the charger, and we got to evacuate this place. Bye, Carnival Breeze. She's in the background. You can kind of see her. Let's see. There she is. Bye, Carnival Breeze. All right. So we are in the car. Sorry for my hand being right in the face. We were at that 6 because we had, like we said, we had the alcohol pickup. And it went really smooth. They ask you for your room key. They do need the paper that they give you.
The guy next to us did not have it, but they were able to track it down. So.
And they told...
But it makes it a lot easier.
Yeah. Because they had to come back and keep asking him, what's your room number again? What port did you get it? Yeah.
There was 1,001 questions.
And then, so if you buy alcohol...
On the paper.
Yeah. Bring the paper with you. It may seem like it's really insignificant, but you need that paper. If not for your sanity, for the crew member's sanity. Because there is a lot of alcohol being picked up. So we ate breakfast in the dining room. We got down there and we made reservations as soon as they opened. So we actually, by the time that we went to breakfast, it was like around 6 o'clock, and breakfast opened at 6:30, right?
Yeah.
Yes. We were actually still coming into Galveston. So we got to sit at our table and kind of watch coming in the port. Sorry, I've got this really sunburned nose and like a pimple going like right there. And we had breakfast. We both got the short stack pancakes, but they were pretty dry.
Yeah.
Even with syrup, it didn't really help. And so I was really glad that I got the raspberry Danish. I don't know what it is about the raspberry Danish, but I really enjoy them. They have kind of like a croissant style crust. Would you agree with that? And then the raspberry filling. And then you had, and I had bacon. And you had bacon, you had ham, and
potato tossed or hash browns, but they're not hash browns. They're like McDonald's hash browns.
Yeah, they're kind of like these like potato round things. And we sat there and we drank coffee. We had juice. We chatted with the people next to us for probably a good hour and a half because we couldn't.
We only went to 5 because we was like, well, okay, we need to technically move to the areas they want us in.
Right. The while you can eat breakfast, it's not supposed to be like this leisurely like sea day, like where I'm gonna sit over my coffee for 3 hours. They want you to, because they still have to clean and reset that dining room in a couple hours when the next group comes on for lunch. So it's like they were probably thinking, please, for the love of everything, get out of our dining room. And apparently, according to people, when we got to deck 5, I didn't know this, and so I learned something new. Your Cheers package works the morning of debarkation in Galveston.
Well, as far as like non-alcoholic drinks.
Right. So like you can still get like, I got a Naked juice, you could get a Monster, Celsius, coffee, that kind of thing. You are charged tax. It would be similar to porting into like Key West, where it's still covered, you just have to pay that taxes. So I paid 43 cents for my Naked juice this morning to kind of drink while we were sitting and waiting. And they kept calling people, and they started calling zones early. So the boat cleared customs pretty quickly apparently, which is nice. We were zone 11 because we did request a later debarkation because we're like, we don't need to be like on the road right away. You know, we can, but we don't have to. It's not like tomorrow we have to go to work and we need to get home so that we can get ready for the day tomorrow. Like we don't tomorrow. We're off for the summer. So we chose the 9 to 9:30 debarkation time, I think is what it was. And our zone got called about 8:50, somewhere in there. And they were calling 5 zones at a time. I will tell you, take the stairs, not the elevator. And here's why. The elevator feeds into the line, and you will have to go to the end of where the line is at. If you go down the stairs, you are automatically in that line. Now, I know that's not possible for everybody.
Like last time I could have done it probably.
No. But I will say that the debarkation was a little less chaotic in December. For debarkation, it is very different, but yet similar to embarkation. Pack your patience pants, because you are going to be in line with a lot of other people, all trying to filter into this one line to get your card signed and get off the ship. Then you have to find your zone if you checked luggage to get your luggage, and then go through. Yes, it is. Hold on, we'll come back to that in a second. At those waves, y'all. We're back up at the seawall. So there she is. We were in line, and this guy started yelling at somebody about, hey, you need to, find the end of the line and quit trying to jump in ahead of people. We've been waiting here. And we're all, like, the several people just kind of looked at him and goes, look, dear, I handled it. And I'm thinking, no, you just made yourself look like a butt.
And say, you handled it all right. You got yourself a pat down when you get off the boat.
Uh-huh. That guy got hit at customs. We saw it happen. And I was like, well, he kind of deserved that. So we got through line, got through customs, and now we are in the car and on our way home. But yeah, pack your patience pants, because everyone is tired. Everyone's been drinking for, the past however many days. Everybody's been, getting up at their own pace, at their own time for the X amount of days of your cruise. And then today you're required to be up super early, and it's pretty much get your crap and get off the ship. That's what it kind of boils down to. Do you agree? So people are cranky. They haven't had enough coffee yet. And then there's people complaining that they're about to miss their flights because they're not off the ship yet. Like, why the hell do you have the flight booked at 8 a.m.? So, again, just pack your patience, man. So, we are now headed to Walmart because I need to potty before we get on the road. And we were potentially running into some weather. And so, we're kind of got some decisions to make down the road, because we still have to get through Texas first. This is Carson, Texas. So we will catch up with you guys a little bit down the road, but overall it was a great trip, and we can't wait to tell you more about it. We will catch up with you guys a little bit later. Officially left Galveston. We are on the road, and we are headed towards Buc-ee's because we need to fill up with gas. We've got 100 miles till empty, and Buc-ee's is like
18 miles
away. So we're like, because gas is actually pretty expensive in Galveston, especially with it being Memorial Day weekend. So we stopped at Walmart and used the bathroom, and now we are headed on the way because we were both not holding it for like a half an hour. It wasn't happening. So back to Disembarkation. Again, we're going to reiterate it again. Pack your patience pants. It's a lot of people. It is very different from Embarkation in the fact that Embarkation, it's a little bit more controlled chaos, I think. It's people start boarding earlier, even though like Faster to the Fun and Diamond and Platinum and Suites were off probably by 8:15, because they were calling like these self-assists and suites and stuff really fast, but they have their own gangway. It was everyone else in these zones that it was taking so much longer. But here is the deal. Again, use the stairs and not the elevators if you are able. It's just a whole different type of chaos. Imagine New Year's Eve at Disney World if you've been. but with luggage involved. Imagine that the strollers are luggage, and there you have it.
And that everyone has a stroller.
Yes, and that everyone has a stroller. And not just one, potentially like 2 or 3, and not just small ones, big ones too. Because somehow we ended up in the self-assist line too. So we had people with all kinds of luggage. Then we were going to our car. We used Galveston Parking Cruise, and we get there, and there's the police are there, and people are arguing with them about their car, and I'm like, oh lordy be. So not sure what happened there, but we got our stuff loaded into the car and we left.
Mm-hmm. That's 65 to, I don't know.
We were in construction, so.
The signs are confusing.
Hey, Houston, y'all are confusing. Especially your road work. So now we are on the road. Like I said, we're gonna stop at Becky's and gas up. We'll probably, we ate several hours ago, so I don't know if we're gonna grab any type of snacks or whatnot. We have some in the car still from the drive here. Something that I will mention, and we'll probably talk about this in our Cheers package video as well, but anytime that you buy an alcoholic beverage, you can get a non-alcoholic beverage at the same time. So if you're ordering a beer, you can also get a water or a soda or a Gatorade. And if you drink canned beers, you can ask for them to be unopened. So in one of my cruise groups, they're like, hey, did you know that you can take your extra bottled water and Gatorade and soda off with you? You've paid for it. It's duty free. And I'm like, what are you talking about? And they're like, well, if you have Cheers, you can get an alcoholic and non-alcoholic beverage. We keep a tote bag on us, and everyone gets some sort of drink, soda, water, Gatorade. Or, some of the guys got, Monsters or Red Bulls. I will say I didn't see many Monsters on the ship. I saw Red Bull and that was it.
I saw some Monsters on the ship, but they weren't in cans.
Fair enough. And they're like, and we use them as our drinks on the way home because we've paid for them and we just don't open them. And I'm like, that is genius. Hey, that group was on our cruise ship.
Uh-huh.
They were in our cruise group.
She was sitting right next to me last night at the bar.
Oh, that was her?
Yeah.
Oh, gosh.
That's the one that asked me how you were.
Oh, I was thinking of the other crazy lady.
No. Last night at the piano bar.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, last night, we ate an early dinner. We grabbed some pizza. And I just wasn't feeling 100%. Typically towards the end of our any type of vacation, my body it starts to wear down, and it will just crash, and that's kind of what happened last night. We watched the show The World Works Here, great show, and again we'll talk about it in another video, but Sam was like, we had talked about going to the piano bar, and I told him, I'm like, I'm not going to stop you from going to the piano bar on our last night. I'm just going to get into my pajamas, I'm going to lay here, I'm going to just try not to throw up, which is kind of what my body was trying to do at that point. And so no, I hadn't been heavily drinking or anything. So I'll be honest, I kept burping up that pizza. And so I'm like, okay, my body did not like that for some reason. And I'd eaten the pizza all cruise. So I don't know exactly what it was. If I'd overloaded on the dairy, because typically I don't eat a whole lot of dairy. I didn't even eat a whole lot of ice cream. We talked about that today too. We had ice cream on embarkation day because it was so stinking hot, and we found a table inside while we were waiting on rooms to clear. And that's the only ice cream I think either one of us ate.
I didn't have any.
You ate some vanilla on that.
Oh yeah, I did have that one day because you brought it to me.
Yes.
Otherwise, I didn't go get it and put it that way.
This isn't our exit.
No, I know it's not our exit. It looked like there was something in the middle of the road, and it was just these.
Gotcha. So I told Sam, I'm like, next cruise we'll keep our tote, because everyone was carrying around big huge tote bags. I'm like, next time we'll just keep my tote bag on me, and if we'll get a water or a soda or a Gatorade and keep it with us. I will say also, they did start running out of Gatorade because it was stinking hot. Holy crap. Like, we were talking about, right. We were talking about the fact that we are so glad that we overpacked on clothes, because after we were in port, we had to shower. We had to shower and completely change because you could have wrung sweat out of our clothes. And so
I brought stuff for the gym and ended up having to use them as t-shirts.
Yeah, because it was muggy and humid, and absolutely we were disgusting. We were all disgusting messes getting back on the ship. And everyone's like, I'm so sorry, I'm so sweaty, I'm so sorry, like when you bump into each other on like getting on the elevators to go back up to the staterooms when you got back on the ship. And everyone else is like, we're all sweaty and gross. It's okay. So, well, we have about 10 minutes until we get to Becky's, so I think we'll catch up with you guys after Becky's.
Nobody here even offering to braid my hair.
Right? I don't know what kind of port this is, but I mean, there's no one offering me cocktails leading up to it. There's nobody trying to sell me a tour. What kind of port is this place? This beaver place really needs to get...
Hello.
It has been a while.
We're no longer in Texarkana, Texas.
Were we ever in Texarkana, Texas?
I don't know. Ask the band that is behind me.
Oh boy. So we are in Oklahoma. We are we are kind of at Ardmore.
Yeah.
So much has been going on. We made 2 Buc-ee stops. We gassed up both times. It's been great gas. We are averaging 39 to 40 miles per gallon, which is fantastic. Because typically the gas we get around home, we're getting what? 30, 32, something like that. The first time we stopped, we just got drinks.
Hey, they're having a baseball game.
Hey. Sorry, distracted.
Baseball.
And it was little kids. The first time we stopped, we just got drinks and gas, and we got lunch. Yeah. We got the sliced brisket sandwiches.
The pole kind of falls apart on the road. Yeah. And last time in Denton, it was kind of
fatty. When we grabbed dinner there, when we went on the Dream at Christmas, and you had tater tots. Mm-hmm. And so we stopped at the one in Eden. Starts with an E. Enos. Thanks. And it's the one that in December on the way home I had that big panic attack at, but it wasn't too bad overall for people. The one like at Meridaire or whatever, the one right before it was packed, which is why we didn't stop.
Which is the one that we had the issue with before, is the one in M.
Oh, okay. M-Town. Because it's really tiny. Anyway, we stopped and we just picked up a whole bag of snacks. Sam got another drink. And so we've just kind of been on the road since. We've been keeping up with the weather because the weather,
we're in tornado watches until we're past the time we're home.
Yeah.
Which just means we have the ingredients to make a taco.
Right. And I don't know if you've seen the little infographic on tornado watch versus tornado warning. A tornado watch is all of the ingredients are there to make a tornado. So everything is on the table. A tornado warning, a taco has been made
and is on the ground.
And it's going to be eaten. seen. So a tornado has been seen, has been spotted, and it's on the ground. So we're just in a watch, but literally from the time we were in Denton, Texas, all the way through Harvey County, which is where Newton is, which is about 30 minutes from home, is a tornado watch until 10. I'm like, okay, cool, no problem. Not us, right? So probably about
20 minutes later,
here comes a tornado watch for Marion County until 1 a.m. And I'm like, who needs sleep anyway? So I think we're either staying ahead of it, beside it, or playing Frogger with it currently. And yes, I'm still having that spot on my nose, and it is very sore. On top of the fact that it's like I'm sunburnt a little bit on my nose. I am so glad that I took that Sunbum face mist with us. We love Sunbum. I can use it with you guys. I don't know if you guys know, but I have really super sensitive skin. I can only use certain products, or I've started breaking out in hives, and it's been really bad, to the point where we almost had to take me in to the urgent care for a steroid shot, because I was like, my whole legs and arms were covered in one big hive. Thankfully, the pharmacy in town was able to give me some stuff. It was a poison ivy wash, because some of it was poison ivy, but they said that's not all poison ivy. Some of that is hives. They're like, but this should help. And anytime you start having them, just wash with it, and it's got kind of a numbing agent in it. And also I have like it's by Aveeno. It's a calamine lotion, but it's more in a lotion that smooths out instead of calamine, like straight calamine lotion, which just is like thick icing stuff. And I did take it with me, and I did have to use it for heat rash, which it did work really well for heat rash too. So I'm going to have to buy more. So we are going through straight up 35, and we're in tornado watches all the way. But it was darker in Texas than it is here. It looked, and I took a picture. I was like, I'll send a picture to Mom, because I'm like, it's so gray outside. It looks just like the sky was like smoky gray. Like, it looked like the sky, like after a fire, or like after they've been burning fields. It looked like one big gray thick of smoke. I take a picture, and it looks so pretty, and I'm like, what just happened? This looks nothing, my picture looks nothing like outside. And I sent it to my mom, and I go, it's not as pretty as the picture makes it look. It's a lot grayer outside. But here, I'll show you guys what it looks like outside right now. Okay, so you can kind of see the difference. Like, this gray here is what it's been like, only it's been full sky since, Dallas?
Yeah.
A little before Dallas. And then you can see where it kind of breaks up there. So imagine this gray, all like for just like the past 2-3 hours. And then you take a picture, and it looks like that down there. All that bright, kind of sunny. Seriously? I mean, apparently I have a really good camera on this thing. That doesn't look good. Big semi pulled over. You kind of saw it out of the corner there. Hello. Well,
the car's been washed.
That was interesting. We were outside of Perry, Oklahoma, which is where we currently are. We are 2 hours and 2 minutes away from home. And Sam was like, do you want to stop for McDonald's? I'm like, no, I want to keep going, because something told me just keep driving. And
keep swimming.
And that's what the car did. Literally, as soon as I said no, keep driving, the heavens opened up, and I finally got into my AccuWeather app, because it was having problems downloading, because weather.com is, oh, and I've got another pimple started, great. Weather.com was being weird, and it wasn't letting me like look at the radar like for your location. and all, like, the whole area was just like that bright pinky purple where it's like, okay, we may die now. And so there was several cars ahead of us, and we all ended up slowing, and there was water just all over the road. So it had been raining there for a while, and then all of a sudden it just, like, the heavens opened, and you can kind of hear it on the ground. We all slowed down to like 30, 40 miles. I never slowed before, it's below 60. Okay, you slowed down to 60. It seemed like it was slower, probably because of the rain, but we all had hazards on, and Sam's like, oh, we're good, there's a car behind us, all going the same speed. 30 seconds later, here comes this truck with an empty trailer passing everybody along the road, and we're going, what is wrong with you?
And coming southbound, somebody destroyed a brand new Mercedes.
Into the guardrail. Like, through the guardrail.
Through the guardrail.
Thankfully, it wasn't down a ravine. But we've seen that, too.
Twice.
On the other side of Oklahoma. We were...
On the other side of Oklahoma City, there was
yes.
one. And then the other one was still in Texas.
Yes. The one in Texas, there was a cop car and another car, and it was two cops.
Two cop cars looking down in the ravine.
And then when it was about what? It was around the Moore area, wasn't it? Like right
south of Moore.
Just south of Moore, which we were getting out of the heck out of Moore with this weather. You know, Okies. And there was two cop cars, a regular car, and a guy and a cop were standing in front of his car, and the other guy's like pointing down to the ravine. All of a sudden, we see an ambulance come up, and then
another one called.
Yeah, and then we were driving. We were like, because that was on the other side, like coming this way, and we're going that way, and then we're going into Moore, and all of a sudden we see a fire truck, and then another ambulance. We're like, well, we know where those are going. So we hope that everyone is okay, but you never know. But yeah, I think the craziest part was the truck and the trailer in this downpour where you couldn't see, that far ahead. And, here they go, just passing everybody at like 90 miles an hour. I'm like, well, I really appreciate the extra spray that we're trying, because the wipers are doing this anyway,
The car was doing that too, but...
Well, yes, it was. But Wichita's getting hit right now too, and I'm going, good, get it out of the way. So we're literally like...
You got blue sky right there.
Yeah, we do. It's literally blue sky. What you can see is blue sky. So let me show you what's on the other side of us. So that's it. You can't really tell that well. Again, here's my awesome camera. It's actually kind of a smoky gray right in here, blue sky over here, and the Black Death over here. It is like right in here is like pitch black. So it looks much darker in person than it does on my screen. Again, great camera. But and then, we found some more rain, which we knew we were going to, but, I can handle rain. I handled that other pretty well.
We've still been through worse.
We have been through worse. That's not like, hey, bet, to Mother Nature, and there's lightning over that way. But yeah, so that's been the last, fun 20 minutes with the rain. And again, we really hope that everyone involved in those two situations in Oklahoma and in Texas
is okay.
Wish us luck on the way home. So this is the ending of this video, post-video comments. So we got into Hillsboro about 11 o'clock that evening. We didn't really encounter any more severe weather, and thankfully once we got home the weather had pretty much shifted like northeast of us. My parents got some in Marion, which is about 10 minutes away, but Hillsboro didn't really have anything more. We were able to both sleep, and then we pretty much slept the majority of Sunday. We both took turns taking naps. We just kind of laid in bed and watched TV and just were. It had been like not just an exhausting travel day, but it was emotionally exhausting as well, dealing with the weather and getting home and being tired from the cruise and all whatnot. So overall, it was a wonderful trip, and it was a good, other than the rain that we hit in Perry, we did pretty well. We did end up stopping in Blackwell, Oklahoma, at their McDonald's to grab something to eat. We both just got the 2 cheeseburger combo. There was like 2 people working, but we ate that going down the road, and that way we didn't wake up like 2 hours after we got home completely starving, because there would be nothing open in Hillsboro, and we hadn't gone grocery shopping yet because we have been gone for a week. So that's it for today's video. Thank you so much for coming along on our drive home with us, and we will see you in the next video. Bye.